Thermokinetics, laboratory. So, you're certain of the calculations? Positive. These Terran weapons are crude but efficient, chemical propellant-based slug throwers. The Ambassador was most cooperative with sharing their most powerful infantry weapon for comparison. The third engineer, Thafhood, smirked as he held up the spreadsheet. It's definitely a bit more powerful than ours, but still within 80% of our armor's capacity. Our soldiers can wade through a storm of projectiles unbothered, and start chewing the Terrans apart with our plasma blades. They haven't even figured out plasma blades yet. This will be so one-sided, even the High Chancellor will deem it a disappointment. The third ambassador, Sahar, nodded in satisfaction. I can't begin to comprehend all those numbers, but I will take your word for it. The conquest will commence shortly. If you so desire, I can arrange for a seat of honor on the first transporter. I do indeed so desire. But here, I am sure the Terran ambassador will require a weapon again soon enough. If nothing else, then to ensure his passing is with his honor intact, rather than a grisly execution after we've enslaved his people, with his enthusiastic assistance. Here, I've already boxed it up for you. Terran Embassy, a week later. Ambassador Sahar strolled into the embassy with a bit more spring in his step than usual, and cheerfully greeted the embassy guards and presented the weapon he was returning. After a few minutes of the anticipated red tape, he was way through, and could finally greet the human again as an equal for now. A most joyous morning, Ambassador Smythe. Fortune sings over my house and myself. I hope you can say the same. Charles Smythe sighed and looked up at the Thurn. Not quite so joyous for me, I'm afraid. It seems an invasion fleet just managed to sneak by our defences and landed on Earth, dropping off an impressive infantry force. Before communications were cut, the last message was we were still trying to identify the invaders. But I hate to bring down the mood. What can I do for you, Ambassador Sahar? Sahar offered up the box he'd brought along. I am sorry to hear things look so bleak. I hope the absence of the weapon you lent us hasn't caused problems in that regard. Smythe arched an eyebrow as he took the old, well-preserved Colt M1911A1 out of the box. Ah, thank you. I trust you found it enlightening? Sahar nodded. Indeed. It was most enlightening to examine humanity's most powerful weapons. We may well have a market for them, if you are keen on selling. Smythe looked at his counterpart quizzically. Humanity's most powerful weapons? This isn't. Oh, I am so sorry. When we spoke last, I thought you were inquiring about my most powerful weapon. This whole thing has been in my family for generations. One of my ancestors used it in the most destructive war on Earth, a few hundred years ago. No, this is just a well-kept old handgun. Decently powerful and reliable in its day, but I don't think it was ever the most powerful, even for a handgun. He tapped a small console. If you want to see something powerful, I have some ancient video clips to show you, courtesy of humanity's weird predilection for keeping copies of everything for the future. Here, someone testing a 20mm rifle, a one-man weapon against a car engine. Sahar turned a little green as he watched that abomination of a weapon throw a metal slug straight through a few layers of cast iron. What? This is what your soldiers use? Smythe shrugged. Not really. These are centuries-old designs. Most armies have far better weapons nowadays. Better recoil compensators, longer range, better penetration. As a species, we've really taken the stone throwing concept to extremes. Sahar nodded slowly. I see. Well, I only really came to return your weapon, and I do have some other matters to attend. As Sahar vanished out the door and scurried down the corridor, Smythe smirked wryly and pushed a button. You there, Harrison? The person on the other end answered after a few seconds. Speaking. What do you need? Looks like I owe you that bottle after all. Our little ballistics enthusiast looked like his oh-so-great day isn't so great after all. But the funniest part? Yeah? I think my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather would be laughing his ass off if he knew his old service sidearm just won a war before it started.